Hey everybody, Rorree here. Welcome to my channel, Totally Rorree International. All right, so we are working on the 4 agreements. I found these little affirmation cards. We are doing these on the 4 agreements. I think I probably found them on Amazon. All right, and so let's just go right in. The agreement. Now, wait a minute, before we go right in, I'm sorry for shaking things. I keep shaking everything. Before we get started, we did 16 days, I think it was, of keeping our frequency high, raising our vibration. And although that time period is over, I still want you guys to work on keeping your vibrations high. So we're focusing on the 4 agreements. One thing that I've noticed is that the group that I work with in Roses, Lavender, and Sage, as we've been, and then I coach some men because that group is for women, but I do coach some men outside of there. So we have been working on keeping our vibrations high. And so it has been so funny because sometimes you want to respond to something or something happens and you might need to process it, and it might be an emotional something that doesn't feel like a very high vibration. So I've talked to a few people about situations that they've had, and they're like, oh my God, I was in some loosh today. And I mean, one person ended up kind of giving somebody a piece of their mind who was very rude, disrespectful, and called her out of her name and some things of that nature. And she nicely and politely told this person off. And she was like, you know, Roy, I know that was some loosh, but whatever. I just had to meditate after I finished. I was like, girl, you silly. So, and then I had another person that says, okay, I know you said I can't get involved in any loosh, but you know, some things happened and I did get upset and I did cry a little bit and yada, yada, yada. And I shared with her that, I know I say, try to avoid the loosh, but sometimes that's not possible to totally avoid things that don't vibrate very, very high. But what you don't want to do is go living there in that place of a low vibration. If something happens, you get upset, you cry, okay, move on. But sometimes we can get upset, we can cry, and then we could take that moment and make it a friggin' day, or we can make it a week, or we can make it a month, and be living in the negative vibration. So if you took the situation, you process it, you cried, you released it, and now you're on the other side of it, okay, great. As long as you allowed it to be a moment and allow that moment to end, okay? Because the thing is, I always say feelings buried alive never die. And I got that from a book called Feelings Buried Alive Never Die. I can't remember the author of the book, but I was introduced to this book in about 2001 or something like that. And I believed in the principle so much. And it's as a healer, an intuitive healer and everything, sometimes it's interesting when intuitively I come to some things and then I break the book out and I'm like, get out of here. Look at this. It says this right here in this book. And so it was very validating, and it's very true, because if you don't take care of a feeling, it will turn into a thing. The feelings, the emotions, whatever, they all, the energy from that can go to your spine and be released. It can go to different places and be released. But let's say, for example, because I do some spinal work, I do like a breath practice, and it's kind of like a chiropractic practice developed for lay practitioners who are not chiropractors. But anyway, so I do this practice, and the energies, they come and they can end in your spine. So let's say here's your spine right here, and you have a situation that happened and you're upset about it or whatever. Well, the energy of that upset travels over, let's say it goes to your spine. And then let's say you just bury it. You be like, shoot, whatever, I ain't gonna deal with that. Whatever. Or you want to be macho man or whatever and just hold it all in or whatever. And then next thing you know, You've never released that, and now like a year goes by, and then you start having this pain in your back. You're like, what the hell is wrong with my back? You know, and then if you go to the chiropractor, whatever, they'll be like, oh, this vertebrae is out of place, and they might try to click it or have you do breath work or whatever they do, to have the vertebrae go back in place. But the energy from that emotion that you buried now is starting to manifest in a physical form. So it's starting to form on your vertebrae, and it's starting to pull, tighten the muscle on one side and pull on the other side or whatever. Now you're having this pain, right? And then next thing you know, that energy bubble travels somewhere else. And let's say that energy is from like some anger, and then it's going to go right here, right by your heart chakra, right here, right? And then it's going to turn into a thing, And so then you go get your mammogram or whatever, or you be feeling your breast and you be like, what the hell is this? And it's a lump. And guess what? That was that little angry bird that you buried. And now that emotion is turned into a thing. So I say all that to say, I was sharing with her that it's good that you didn't just try to push and bury the emotion of the situation, because you would have created more than loosh in your body by burying the situation. So it was better for her to go ahead and process it, release it, and let it go. So I said all of that to just say that. Okay, so now let's get to the card. Okay. All right, so today, this agreement we're talking about is don't take anything personally. Okay, that's my favorite. Because I forever be taking something personal. Because I am an empath. So I could feel what's really going on. You know what I mean? So I could feel it, read it. You ain't even said nothing. I feel all of it. So maybe that's why I might take things personally, because I'm cheating a little bit. I can read you. I can feel what you're feeling. So I'll be feeling it like, okay. Don't take it personally. You just don't know. I know it was personal. Okay. But anyway, I like I'm sorry, I'm recording and it is late. So the sillies apparently have set in. Okay, so don't take anything personally. Okay, everyone lives in their own dream. Okay, so everyone lives in their own dream. Okay. And it has this man with his eyes closed, and there's like an eyeball up here. So his eyes closed, and there's an eye up here. There's an eye like right above his crown. I see a sun. I see a book. I see like a spiritual symbol or something. I see a Om symbol. So it looks like dreaming. There's Saturn. Um. So anyway, so he could be having good dreams or bad dreams. I don't know. But everyone lives in their own dreams. To me, that's kind of like, if you're not going to be taking everything personally, maybe, it's not always what you think. People see through their own eyes. All right, so let's read what it says. But this is the picture, just in case y'all wanted to see the picture. Okay. All people live in their own dream, in their own mind. They are in a completely different world from the one we live in. Huh? Okay. So to me, that's saying that everyone lives in their own dreams, in their own mind, and it's completely separate than yours. You know what I'm saying? Like whatever's in his dreams, that's his stuff, and my dreams could be very similar to yours, but they're not exactly the same. You know what I mean? Just like you can have two people that open up the same type of business, offering the same thing, even, except if it's a franchise, because they really want that to be cookie cutter. But it could be offering the same thing, but it could be a totally different vision. So just know that everybody has their own dreams and their own visions, and who are you to say that anything is wrong with it, or to take it personally that they're doing it their way or whatever, and they're not doing it your way. That's their thing. Okay, if you want it your way, then you go do your thing. All right, that was pretty cool. I like that one. All right, y'all. I hope y'all enjoyed this little session today, and I will see y'all in the next one. Ashe, ashe, ashe.